Today, we're going to talk about how to use AI in business and all the things you can use AI for within business. So I hope you're ready. I hope you're not bootstrapped and pressed for time because we're going to go a little in depth here. So if you have about 5 to 10 minutes, go ahead and stay tuned because we're about to get into the nitty gritty of how to use AI in your business. So when it comes to AI and utilizing in business, one of the things you have to understand is, well, what is AI? AI is artificial intelligence, and it's pretty much imagine having the ability to access someone that knows everything there is about what's on the internet, that could do research for you, that can act certain ways, and has literally universal intelligence. So when you're using it in business, one of the things you can do with AI is you can tell it with this prompt: act as a collective mind of the top board of directors within the United States with over 20 years of experience. Now, if you don't know what a board of directors is, those are the people that are in charge of sections within your business, whether that is marketing, sales, finance, operations, tech, and the list goes on. So one of the things people need help with, especially today, is, well, how do you get into marketing? Because before COVID, everybody was more so into traditional marketing, so on and so forth, etc. They had television commercials. They didn't think digital and social media was going to take off. But thanks to COVID, yes, I said thanks to COVID, we were able to move into the digital space, and we got to see the effectiveness of online marketing. So when it comes to marketing, what can you utilize AI for? Well, one of the things you can utilize AI for is headlines for your advertisements, as well as your blogs, as well as other content that you're putting out. Because David Ogilvy once said, once you invest your time into a headline, you spent 70 cents of $1. If you were to spend $1 on advertising, 70 cents already went into the headline, because about 70% of people, when they're looking at content, they're pretty much headline readers, as Gary Vaynerchuk likes to say, and they only focus on that one headline. So the headline is actually going to go ahead and help you increase your click-through. So how do you go ahead and use AI for this? Well, once you have it establish itself as a board of directors and it tells you all the positions, you want to tell it to act as a chief marketing officer with over 20 years of experience, with a background in copywriting and full stack marketing. Now, from there, you're going to ask it to create headlines for whatever it is that you're advertising or whatever blog that you're coming up with, and have it rank the headline at least an 80 or higher, and give you a couple variations. So what do I mean? Give me 3 to 5 variations of a headline for a blog pertaining to roofing and the benefits that come with changing your roof and using steel over traditional roofing, or incorporating solar panels into your roofing. And then it will do so and rank those headlines in order based upon a score out of 100, and anything above a 70, this is why I say 80, increases the click-through rate on your blogs as well as your content and your advertisements. So that's one caveat you can use there, your headlines and for your copy. Now, when it comes to, let's say, your website, if you're using AI such as Google's Gemini or Perplexity or ChatGPT or Claude, you can have these platforms actually look at your website, right? So the thing you can use it for in marketing is your website. And once it goes and reviews your website, you can actually ask it to to act as a SEO expert with over 20 years of experience within the United States. Review your website and make it SEO friendly and optimize it so that it can also reach more people, and provide you with at least with 1 or 2 strategies in order to increase your SEO as well as your relevance on the internet. And it will go ahead and give you a whole strategy and different tactics to use in order to better your website and increase your search results. Now, moving forward, another thing you could use it for is your email campaigns. We all know we have trouble when it comes to coming up with creative things to say, as well as figuring out what's the pacing for emails and things like that. So you can ask it to go back, now that's already in a marketing mind frame, and ask it to write a couple follow-up emails for leads that come in that pertain to your business, so that you could set that up in an automated system such as Zapier or MailChimp, or whatever the case may be. So those emails can go out on a respective um, date or timeline, I should say. So like every 7 days, they'll get an email if they didn't sign up, so on and so forth, etc. Or if you're selling an e-commerce product, what do you say to entice somebody to come back? Do you include discounts? How much? So on and so forth. So another thing you could use it for is email when it comes to marketing. And then of course, when it's doing the review on your website, just to bounce back real quick, you can ask it to act as a creative writer that has the ability to write with an influential manner and review your website so that your words and your copy is more persuasive to get more people to purchase your product or services from you. So these are just three main areas that we tapped on when it comes to just marketing alone. But what about the other areas in your business? Well, I'm glad that we actually got into that, and I saw a couple people promoting AI and things like that. But what about finances? One of the things I noticed with a lot of entrepreneurs, such as myself and others out there in the world, especially in the past, was that when it comes to finance, there's so many rules, laws, taxes, regulations, so on and so forth. Imagine having all that information and those answers at your fingertips. Well, you can do that with AI. And because you have it acting as a board of directors for your business, your chief financial officer would be the person to go to for this. So in finance, what can you have it do? Well, you can go ahead and ask it for different tax strategies and advantages you can take that will benefit your business. So it can help you out with taxes, which is one. And if you haven't heard about something called the Augusta rule, go ahead and look into that, because that's tax-free money that you can transfer from your business into your account and not have to pay any taxes on it, because you're renting out your own property to yourself for business purposes, such as filming a video vlog or creating content for social media, things like that, or hosting a webinar or an in-house party, whatever the case may be. So taxes is a big one, and you could go ahead and have a lot of savings there. Now, what are some other things that it can do? Well, you can also upload and give it your budget for, let's say, marketing and advertising and everything else, such as sales, and have it put together a budget for you. So a budget would be another thing. And if you're using something like Google's Gemini, once it creates the budget, you can go ahead and ask it to put it in a Excel spreadsheet format or a Google Sheet format and save it straight to your Google Workspace. And now you have that saved already, calculated and everything for you once you put in your numbers and things like that. So budgeting and taxes are two major things that you definitely need help with, and it costs a lot of money. With AI, you can get that all for free. So one last thing we can do as far as finances is coming up with a type of investment strategy for you and your employees. Is it better to set up a matching 401k, or is it better to do a Roth IRA, or is it better to do, a ESOP, which is an employee stock option, so on and so forth, to benefit your business? So you could look at different investment strategies that'll benefit you, your business, and your employees. So you could look at investments as well as investments for yourself. And what do I mean by that is you can look at things like different index funds, ETFs, and things like that. Now, I'm not a financial expert, but I have my degrees in finance as well as my certifications. However, I'm not a financial advisor, so I would definitely suggest, after you look up this information, whether it's taxes, budgeting, or investing, you go to a professional within finance to go ahead and help you out there. Now that we got through finance, and if you have any questions, please leave them down below in the comment section. And if this video helped you so far, go ahead and smash that like button, and don't forget to subscribe for more information like this. So what about the rest of your business? What about sales? What about operations? There's a lot of material for free out there, but you have to find it. Well, what about sales? Well, sales, as Mark Cuban says, is the lifeblood of any business. And if you're going to go ahead and need help with sales because you're not that great at it, you're going to need something called a script. So we're going to go ahead and write sales here. And so one of the things AI can help you with within the sales area is your scripting. And what I mean by scripting is what is it that you say to the end user or the consumer that's calling you or calling your business? What does your sales team say in lieu of objections and things like that? How do you counter objections? What objections are you receiving and what are the best ways to counter them? So a good prompt for this is, I want you to act as a collective mind of the best sales experts within the United States with over 20 years of experience. Your job is to help me come up with scripts, how to counter objections that I receive, as well as how to do soft and hard closes with a client. Do you understand? Once you type that prompt in, mind you, we're in the same thread here because we already established it as being a board of directors. It'll go ahead and tell you all the things that it can do. And then from there, you can put in, okay, your first task is to come up with 3 different scripts for my services or my products, so on and so forth. Now, these are the objections. After you get that, you would put in, now, these are the objections that I normally receive. What are the best ways to respond to these objections? Finally, from there, could you explain how you would conduct, or could you script out a soft close and a couple variations of hard closes for me for my business so that I could increase sales? And it will do so. So scripting is very important, especially if you don't have people that are trained in the sales area. So it could help, definitely benefit you and help streamline the training of your sales team. Now, within sales, you have scripts, but what about other stuff? Like, how do you run a pipeline? What is a sales pipeline? So on and so forth. Well, you can actually not only set up with automations like Zapier, but you could go ahead and tie it together with things like ChatGPT, or you could use Google's Gemini with Workspace, and you could have it educate you on how to move people down your pipeline. So what do I mean by that? When marketing is done with their job, you normally get a lead. Now, depending on how you're paying that marketing company, that can either be a raw lead, meaning somebody that just submitted information, or it could be a marketing qualified lead, which is somebody who got some marketing material, signed up for, let's say, a newsletter, an ebook, so on and so forth, to show stronger interest, and that is a marketing qualified lead. A sales qualified lead, or an SQL, unlike an MQL, which is a marketing qualified lead, would be somebody that not only signed up for the marketing materials, but then came back and inquired about services or products, and now they're very interested in their hot and warm leads that are coming in. So those would be in the different areas of your pipeline. So it would be leads or prospects to whatever, so on and so forth. And the list goes on however you break it down. Normally, it would go from raw lead to marketing lead to sales qualified lead to hopefully either closed or not closed. And those would be like the main 4 areas. So you would want to go ahead and learn how to set that up. And you can also ask it to set one up for you as an example, and then you have an understanding of what your pipeline should look like for your business or industry. Now, last thing in sales, and there's a lot of areas in sales, but one of the things when it comes to scripting in your pipeline is, how would you go ahead and upsell, cross-sell, and downsell other products in my business? So let's do this. Oops. So you can give it a list of products that you have. So you can say something like, well, I also have these services, or I also have these other products. How would you go about cross-selling, upselling, and downselling to my end user or to my future potential clients. And it should give you a way to go ahead and cross-sell, upsell, and downsell to those potential clients in the future and things like that. Now, I know this is a lot. Don't worry, because we're going to have more information for you as the week goes on and as the months go on. I'll be pumping out more content, so on and so forth. And don't forget to go ahead and like this video, subscribe, and share any comments or questions or concerns you may have when it comes to utilizing AI within your business. Now, last but not least, what I want to talk about is operations. What is operations? When people hear operations, they either know what it is or they don't know what it is. Now, operations would consist of things such as your CRM, which would be your customer relationship management tool. So I'm just going to put ops here. So first thing it could do is, if you're balling on a budget, one of the things you can have it do is research the most efficient free CRMs that you are able to utilize that are available on the internet, such as like Zoho, HubSpot, I know has some free features, and so on and so forth. And then how can you use it? You can ask it to go ahead and do market research to provide links for you for these different CRMs, so on and so forth. And you can teach yourself exactly how to use a CRM effectively and efficiently, and then set up your automations, which is what we touched upon earlier when we were in the marketing section, and then have your emails and everything go out accordingly as far as follow-ups are concerned. Because one of the things you will learn studying both marketing and sales is that most businesses lose business because of the lack to follow up. So that's one of the things you want to look at. Now, another thing when it comes to operations would be, well, is everything set up correctly? Do you have your analytics in place? Does your system or does your CRM know where to send everybody, so on and so forth? You can have AI either do it for you using tools like Zapier to incorporate ChatGPT, so on and so forth, so that it can move things in and out and move people down the pipeline for you, depending on the CRM that you're using, or you can have it teach you. So when you're doing things like analytics and stuff like that, I know a lot of you are used to Google's Universal Analytics. Well, they upgraded to Analytics 4, and there was a lot of features that changed. So one of the things you can have AI help you with is not only setting up your analytics, but educating you on how to use those analytics. And I would strongly suggest using Google's Gemini because, well, Google Analytics is a product of Google, so is Gemini. So therefore, it should have the information for you readily available and give you the best results possible. Now, another thing you can utilize if you haven't used it already is something called Skillshare or Skill Pop Shop, something like that, through Google. And you can go ahead and get certifications for free on analytics and get all the classes and lessons that you like. And if you're looking for more classes and lessons and certifications for your business for free, you can also go to Class Central, which is completely free, and you can get certifications in fields in areas that you lack, that you need education in. Moving forward, after you have your CRM down, your customer relationship management tool, you want to make sure that your analytics are set up correctly for your business. So a strategy you can use is, or a prompt that you can use is, I want you to act as a ad ops or a analytics specialist with a background in Google Analytics and as well as Google Tag Manager, and explain to me how to set up both Google Analytics and Google Tag Manager on my website that is built through whatever platform you use, whether that's WordPress, Wix, Squarespace, whatever the case may be, Lead Pages, ClickFunnels, etc. And it should give you instructions as to how to go ahead and set it up effectively and accordingly. And if you have any questions, because you already put that prompt in there, you can ask it whatever questions you need, such as, well, how do I set up the tags for retargeting? How do I set this up for a shop? So on and so forth. Now, the last thing about operations that I would like to talk about is, well, the operations and management of your business. What happens when paperwork comes in? Where does it go? So on and so forth. You can have AI help you design a standard operating procedure or an SOP that will go ahead and greatly benefit your business, because people will then know what to do when something occurs within the business. So the last thing I want to tap on here is an SOP. And a standard operating procedure is very similar to Tim Ferriss's fear setting, which pretty much goes like this. You're going to make 3 columns. In the first column, you're going to write down everything that could go wrong within your business. In the second column, after you've fulfilled that, you want to write down all the ways you could prevent those things from happening. And then in the last column, when all those things occur, and the prevention didn't happen or didn't work correctly, how can you recover? Now you have a plan to streamline anything that might go wrong within the business and what to do just in case, and what should have happened to prevent that from happening. If this video was helpful and you got a lot out of all this material here, look, go ahead, and you don't have to follow me, but go ahead and hit the like button and leave your comments down below. What it does is it pushes the video out to other people as well as others like yourself, so that we could go ahead and better help them when it comes to understanding the world of AI, business, marketing, and leadership. My name's Michael Guerrero. I want to thank you for your time, and I'll see you in the next video, ladies and gentlemen. Have a great day.